Beijing's new message to its citizens: your money belongs at home. For decades, there's been an unspoken deal between the Chinese government and its people. Sure, political freedoms were limited, the Great Firewall blocked the internet, exit bans restricted travel, but money? Money was different. Families could accumulate wealth, protect it, and quietly move it around the world. That deal is now falling apart. Over the past couple of years, as China's economy slowed and its housing market collapsed, ordinary Chinese citizens started looking outward, pouring money into overseas securities, and especially into U.S. stocks. And Beijing noticed. In recent weeks, the government has moved aggressively to shut down those informal channels. Several Hong Kong and Singapore-based brokerages have been told to wind down their mainland Chinese client accounts over the next 2 years. New rules on overseas investment now explicitly target individuals for the first time, with vague language about confiscating illegal gains. Hong Kong banks have tightened account opening requirements for mainland residents. Some brokerages told their mainland clients, you can sell U.S. stocks, but you can't buy more. And RedNote, China's popular social media app, cracked down on posts teaching people how to open U.S. trading accounts. So why is Beijing doing this? The answer is both economic and ideological. China's leader Xi Jinping has made it clear that financial freedom must bend to national security. The country is pouring enormous resources into semiconductors, robotics, infrastructure, a state-led push for technological self-reliance. To fund all of that, Beijing needs cheap domestic capital. Local governments are buried in debt, spending roughly a fifth of their revenue just on interest payments. They need Chinese savings to stay in China, earning low returns in domestic banks, not flowing into Wall Street. And those savings are enormous. By the end of 2025, Chinese household bank deposits had reached the equivalent of $24.4 trillion, nearly tripling over a decade. But 3/4 of that is sitting in fixed-term deposits earning around 1% interest, while high-yield savings accounts in the United States were offering up to 4%. The U.S. stock market kept climbing. It's no wonder that capital outflows from China hit a record $809 billion in 2025 alone, according to the Institute of International Finance. For many Chinese investors, this wasn't just about chasing returns, it was about hedging against real risks at home. China's domestic stock market has a reputation so bad that investors call it the meat grinder. And after the housing market collapsed in 2021, the asset that had anchored middle-class wealth, real estate, lost its shine. Nearly a third of urban households had owned 2 apartments, more than 10% owned 3 or more. When that market fell apart, people lost the foundation of their financial security. Now, with savings earning almost nothing and the door to global markets slamming shut, some people are scrambling. Investors are trading workaround tips on social media and in group chats. Some are flying to Hong Kong to open accounts at smaller brokerages with looser requirements. Others are exploring trips to the United States to open accounts in person. Geopolitics is adding another layer of frustration. SpaceX excluded Chinese investors from what was the biggest IPO in history, and OpenAI and other AI companies may follow suit. One technology worker in China, who asked to be identified only as Sue out of fear of government retribution, has been putting the maximum legal amount into a U.S. brokerage account since 2023. He summed up the feeling of millions of his compatriots in one simple question: is my money still mine? That question, whether the implicit promise that citizens could at least control their own wealth will hold, may define the next chapter of China's relationship with its own people.